The Inside Out Readiness Framework. Stop losing sleep, start gaining clarity. Losing sleep because you're not using AI enough and you have no clear idea where to start. Secretly, most of my clients feel the same way, so you're not alone, my friend. Yes, winners are those that leverage AI, but no, you're not too late. That's great news. In fact, you being here, listening to this, puts you in the top 5% of businesses that will actually see ROI from your AI investment. High five to you, my friend. But it also means that if you don't do this the right way, you can still end up being part of the 95% that didn't get to see ROI they paid for, and you can read all about that in the study linked below. But don't worry, I've got you. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to do right now to be AI ready and get back to sleeping like a drooling baby on a big comfy couch beside a cozy wood stove on a cold winter's day. You see, back in the glory days of B2B SaaS, businesses relied on B2B SaaS builders. B2B SaaS builders were responsible to know exactly how the workflow went, how to use it, how to use technology to make work better. But now with self-serve AI, businesses need to take that responsibility on themselves. You have no doubt seen all the offers for the AI audit, readiness exercise. In fact, it's what I do with my own clients. It is the step that you need to take before you can even think about investing in a solution. It's what you use to know where to start, to breathe easy and to know you're on the right track. You can do this too, though. You can get ahead of the curve. It's easy. Let me guide you through this right now. But here's the catch. You can't get AI to do this for you, but it can help. After all, this is to help humans, not replace them, right? Okay, here's how this works. A typical business has three main parts that make up the value delivery workflow, I call it. Client acquisition, value delivery, and a support system to ensure that you get the outcome that you desire to achieve. You can probably draw this out as a simple flow diagram like this one to help you make sure that you know how clients get in, get what they need, get on with their lives. In fact, you should do this and get feedback from your team to see if this is how they actually see this too. Even that can be eye-opening. To help my clients, I found it helpful to use these 7 service components every client goes through: prospecting, sales, onboarding, service delivery, outcome support, communication, retention, offboarding, and analytics and reporting. But there's a key insight. Asking your team, you're going to see 2 sides of that path: outside looking in and inside looking out. Here's what this means. Sit down with one or more members of your team that are on the outside looking in, meaning they're responsible for client acquisition, onboarding, support, making sure the client gets handed off to the people and processes that deliver value. Also sit down with one or more staff members from the inside looking out, meaning they are the ones receiving clients handed to them that are responsible to make sure that the clients get the desired outcome they expect. Now, one-on-one, ask each of them to describe their view of the client journey as they walk through this flow diagram you show them. Keep the questions the same so they can follow the same path, but you'll have 2 vantage points from the 2 groups. To help you out, I've created a list of questions that I use with my clients, and it's going to be in the show notes below. But here's just a quick scroll pass of the questions that I typically use that give me the best results. And a pro tip, as you do these meetings, do them online so you can use Zoom or Google Meet and have access to the transcript so that you're free to dig in and really get as deep as you can. Now, when you go through some of these questions, the service components, you'd be surprised on how some of them you expect them not to touch, but they're actually woven through. Let them tell you about ideas they have to make it better for the customer and help you reach your company goals. They know the bad, the good, the ugly. Let them tell you what could happen if they had a magic wand and everything could go perfectly. Now, you need them to be as honest as possible. This is critical. And this is, pro tip, also where some business owners ask an outside consultant to come in to help prevent staff from holding back on anything because the boss is in the room. All right. Once you've interviewed as many people as you like, now it's time to pull all the pain points out. Using the words the staff actually used, that's where the transcript comes in. And of course, use AI to help you get all of those pieces out. And as the leader of the organization or the team, now go through each one of those pain points and try to determine why it happens, who has to deal with this mess, how many hours a week it generally takes to deal with it. Get that data so that you can quantify it and put a dollar amount. And finally, what's the priority on each of these pain points? Knowing the company goals and their revenue realities. And as you can imagine, this is probably the hardest part of this whole thing. Humbling, but definitely the most beneficial. You already know how valuable this exercise is, so book yourself some time. It'll be worth it. Once you're all done, step back and see what you've truly gained. This exercise, what you'll get, truly gives you the clarity to know what you should focus on solving first. You'll have a list, an ordered list of what you can tackle now, soon, later, maybe not at all. Most importantly, you know the true cost of doing nothing, letting this erode your hard-earned revenue. A huge side benefit, too, is that you also now have the reason to say no to shiny objects that are flying at you daily. You know you need to avoid these knee-jerk reactions, symptoms that you keep hearing about, which doesn't help you sleep at night, does it? And speaking of which, going through this exercise, you can probably imagine that your shoulders are dropping, your breathing is slowing down, breathing a sigh of relief that you do know what to do now. You have direction. You have clarity. And with that, my friend, now you're ready to talk solutions. And you'll be far ahead of anybody coming back from an AI conference with an idea for an AI implementation they just heard about. They think it's a silver bullet. No bueno. Yes, that's not you, my friend. You have everything you need to move to action. So you see, you still have time, but the race is on. Oh yes, in the description below, I linked the article that I mentioned, and also a link to the list of questions that I use, and keep those evergreen. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos like this. Subscribe, hit the bell, and remember, we're all in this together. You got this.